What's up, everyone? Welcome to Mingle with Engel. This is the season finale of Mingle with Engel. Man, it's been a crazy year. Just the fact that we've even had the show is awesome. And oh my God,
what's going on, man?
What's going on, AJ?
How you doing?
AJ Ferrari, good to see you too, man. Hey, so we're joined here by the 2021 national champion, AJ Ferrari. Well, tell me about your leg real quick.
I'm good. Just got fixed up, my knee and my turf toe. So
Yeah,
nothing too bad. It's small repair.
it was turf toe.
It was turf toe. Yeah.
Looks pretty painful though.
Yeah, I'll be good.
You're doing good.
I'm doing pretty good. Yeah.
All right. So, I guess you and we are both Italian Americans.
Yeah, we're Italian.
Yeah, I love
Well, I
it,
figured
man.
you'd give me some more love. You know, you don't write about me that much. I feel like you should write about me more. You know, I'm 100% Italian. You should give your brother some Italian love,
for
man.
sure.
Come on,
No,
dude.
no. Well, hey, the thing is
What you been doing?
Coach Smith didn't let us talk to you until until you won the national championship.
Right.
But now,
well, Coach Smith is like, his motto with everything is he wants me to stay focused, but I know a lot of people don't like pressure sometimes. The more pressure, the more expectations. They're like, oh, it's a big moment. But for me, I love the pressure. I love the big scene. If there's something big going on, I want to be there. I want to be a part of it. So.
Well, that's what it seems like. It seems like you love being the center of attention.
Yeah.
I saw that whole Sister Cindy thing a few weeks ago. You like to rip off shirts, apparently.
Yeah.
Now,
freaking rip them off.
Is
crazy.
Is that something you ever get tired of? Do you ever get tired of people asking you to flex or asking you to rip off your shirt?
People don't realize, like, honestly, if one of you guys were to hang out with me, honestly, for a day, like anybody, honestly, like, you just see, like, it's my personality. Like, I'm just a fun person, all the girls that I dated in the past, I never like girls that are boring.
Yeah.
Like, got to be a fun person to hang out with me.
Okay.
So, like, I'm just always doing something, I'm not the type of person who's going to chill and just sleep all day, it's just not me. Like, I'm going to be doing something. I'm going to be going out. I'm going to be doing something. So, you got to always be,
always be moving.
Always be moving. Yep.
So outside, you spend a lot of time in the weight room, a lot of time in the wrestling room. Outside of that, what does AJ Ferrari typically do on a
I spend a lot of time with my
random day?
family, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, it's good.
Family guy, love it.
They live here. They only live about 7 minutes away, so
Yeah.
that's always great to have them, for sure, for the support and just hang out with them, And then besides that, I like to just work out and normally I'm so serious training, I don't really have much time, but yeah.
So what was that like? I know your family is from Allen, Texas, and then you came up here. You signed to OSU, and then your brothers.
Right.
Now, was that something that your family kind of planned once you signed, that they would move up here, or they just kind of?
Right. Well, for me it was huge. Coach Smith was a huge part of me coming here. Just such a great coach. Looking up to him not only as a wrestler but as a person. His same motto as me, God, family, wrestling,
Sure.
Coming from, he's in the Italian American Hall of Fame.
Yep.
He's half Italian as well, so I always looked up to him and wanted to do what he's done, win World, Olympic, and NCAA championships, so it's been a dream come true to come here, and now I got my brothers following my footsteps, and they're going to do the same things,
Well, that's pretty crazy. I mean, that you have your brother so successful, and I see on Instagram, Twitter, you go support them all the time, and that the family part's important. But it was so funny. I guess last month we were on that Zoom call before you were talking about going to the Olympic trials, and we were talking about pizza.
Right. Yeah.
So you're not a fan of Hideaway Pizza?
I mean, it's okay. I mean, it's not. I mean, I guess I've kind of grown on me. I had it one time. I mean, it's not bad.
Hey, well, I
don't like to say bad things about pizza places, especially in our community, because I just love this community. But I'm that old school Italian guy, so I know good pizza.
Yeah. I agree with you. I don't think Hideaway is all that.
Is all that. Yeah.
So, but you said Ferraris. If I ever go to Plano, I've actually never been to the Dallas area, but anytime I go, I'll go down to Ferraris.
Right. Yep. He has a pizzeria.
What's your favorite style of pizza?
Me personally, buffalo chicken.
Oh,
I love
really?
buffalo chicken. Yeah. Yep.
Like deep dish or like the New York style?
Honestly, I'm kind of hungry right now. I get something to eat.
You're hungry? Yeah.
Yes. It's about to be right after this. You know what time it is?
Oh, well, okay. Hold up.
It's about to be gains o'clock, baby. Woo!
AJ.
Gotta make some gains. I'm starving.
Well, dude, I'm feeling deja vu because I don't know if you remember, but a few months ago, first semester, maybe October, maybe November, I'm standing in the Student Union Chick-fil-A line. You're about 2 people ahead of me.
I remember that.
And you look, and you're like, hey, anyone know what time it is? I pull out my phone. I'm like, oh, yeah, man, it's 12:20. You're like, no, it's gains o'clock.
Oh, because there's a girl in front of you.
Okay.
And there's me. Yes, that's what I did.
So
that's like one of my quotes and my catchphrases.
Okay.
Or I'll be like if I ever DM a girl or like I say something to a girl, I'll be like, "Hey, cutie, you need a ride? Because I'm a Ferrari." Something like that. So I got some quotes. Or another one is like, "Ask me my birthday is."
What's your birthday?
7/24 because I work out 24/7.
Oh my God.
So it's just.
So does that work? I assume it works.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it works. I mean, for sure.
Where'd that come from though?
That's just my personality. I just like to have catchphrases and just have fun. I mean, if you see me anywhere, I'm always doing something crazy. Going out of my way to just. I don't know. I'm just a fun person. I like to have fun, I really and especially with wrestling, it's like such a hard sport, and people don't really understand how hard it is unless you've been a part of it. I like to have fun, outside of that to make up for all the hard times because in the room, I'm grinding to the point past exhaustion. I'm pushing myself to mental barriers, mental places that most people don't even understand. I mean, every single day, I'm just in there, just pushing myself past my own barriers. Like that's why I'm here is because guys like Chris Perry, they just push me every day, past my limit, and that's what won me an NCAA championship at the end of the day, So outside the room, whenever I got time, whenever I'm healing up like I am now, from some minor injuries, nothing too big, but I just like to have a little fun,
That's something you like to do though. Is like you really like the grind. You like pushing yourself to be the best.
Yep, 100%.
So are you? I mean, obviously you got your injury. Are you planning on wrestling any this summer?
I think we're mostly gonna focus on trying to get bigger.
Okay.
And then not as much competing. So maybe try to get bigger and go heavyweight. I haven't really been working out just because I'm healing up, just because I just had surgery, But yeah, everything's been good. I'm feeling pretty good. I'm feeling like I'm recovering. My turf toe's getting better, and my knee is getting. It's just it's a minor setback, just small knee injury. So it is what it is.
I know you like mentioned heavyweight. Is that something you're actually thinking about?
Yeah. I definitely want to do that for sure. It's just a matter of time. How big I can get, how fast.
Yeah.
It's getting easier too because I'm getting older, so I put on muscle mass faster now. I'm getting stronger. Just that like grown man strength. It's a real thing.
Because how old are you? You're 19.
I'm 19.
You're
yeah.
19? Okay.
Yep.
All right. No, that's awesome.
That's what makes it such. That's what people don't understand about like 197. Like people look at me and they're like, "How do you like win an NCAA title at a 197 as a 197 pounder?" I mean, I'm the second ever as a true freshman at 197 pounds.
Yeah.
And I think there's been 6 total. But 197 pounds is just insane because of how. I mean, you look at this. How many kids do you guys know that are 18 or 19? I think there was only 2 other freshmen at that weight class.
Sure.
Most guys are 24. I mean, Miles Amin's 24 years old. I believe he's going to Olympics for San Marino, Italy. So most of those guys I'm wrestling are grown men, and like grown man strength is a real thing. And like me, not even lifting, like for the last 3 weeks, I'm starting to feel it. Like I'm about to hit 20 soon in July. Like I'm starting to get that grown man strength a little bit.
Yeah.
But what separated me though, is just my dedication. I tell people, anybody watching it as a kid, I really dedicated myself to the weight room. Like seriously, like from 12 to 18 years old, I lifted 2 hours a day, about 5 days a week. Like really serious with the supervision and the guiding of my dad, AJ Ferrari Sr. But that's what really, and there's science to this too. Whenever you lift during that puberty years, it makes your muscle fibers denser. That's why I'm so strong, pound for pound.
Yeah.
Like I'm one of the strongest people on campus, pound for pound. Like I squat 600 pounds, 665-pound deadlift, baby. You know it. So it's going up too. I'll probably be hitting 700-pound deadlift here soon. So
really?
Oh yeah.
So do you train in Stillwater? Do you just train at GIA and then?
I train all over. I train in my garage that my parents live 7 minutes away from here.
Okay.
I train in Stillwater. I train in Gallagher Arena, obviously, a lot with Gary Calcagno.
Great guy. He's super cool.
Oh, he's super cool. Another Italian.
Yeah.
Yep.
They're all over the place.
All over the place.
So when you're you're doing a heavy lift, what type of music do you like to listen to?
Either heavy metal or heavy rap. Usually heavy metal if it's a really, really heavy lift, and then if it's like maybe reps, more heavy, like rap, like get into the groove because I'm going to be doing reps,
Like what? Like what? You give me an
example. I like
example.
Moneybagg Yo.
Okay.
Moneybagg Yo is my favorite rapper, so I like him.
And then, well, speaking of Italy, Miles Amin, is that something that you have? I know you wrestled at the Cadet Worlds in Croatia representing USA, but have you ever considered wrestling for Italy?
I mean, I know I definitely could because my grandparents have their dual citizenship or they're in the process of doing it, so I could. But For me, I love this country. This is the greatest country in the world. I wouldn't want to represent, honestly, any country except for this one, just because of the sacrifices that my ancestors have made to get here. For me, being an Italian American, it's more than anything to me. It's like, it's the sacrifices that, my great-grandfather moved out whenever he was like 12 years old, to get a job. So like my grandfather and my dad always told me, every generation makes sacrifices so the next generation has more opportunities. My grandfather was the first one to get a college education and become an accountant. My dad became an accountant as well, and my sister's an accountant. So we're just that old school, hardworking, Italian grit, hard upbringing, type family, and like that's what makes me into the person I am today, because of the way I was raised. So hands down, and lots of credit to my dad and my parents because they did a really good job,
For sure.
setting me up for life, just making me a mentally tough individual. People don't understand, man, in wrestling, and in life, this is why it's such a great sport. Just because it teaches you so many things, self-discipline, if you cheat in any area, it's always going to catch up to you, Kids will learn that. If you're eating candy behind the scenes, it'll catch up to you, end up not making weight, you end up not feeling good, little things like that. But, it's just awesome. I feel like wrestling's just such a great sport just to inspire people and teach people a lot, and that's why people always ask me why I didn't play other sports, because, like, I could definitely walk on and play football if I wanted, I run a 4.6 40, I walk around 220, I put up 27 for reps on bench press. Like, I have NFL numbers, you see the combine going on tonight at 7 p.m.
The draft, yeah.
The draft, yeah, and you look at the combine, the numbers, and like, I'm 19 years old, not even trained for that type of stuff, and I'm already there, just because of the amount of work I put in the weight room, But for me, it's like, do what you're passionate about. Which for me, my passion is wrestling, and my passion is ultimately fighting, the survival of the fittest. Yeah. And that's what, if you look at our ancestors, you look at the gladiators, back in Rome and back in the old times, you look at the Colosseum, those were our ancestors, and I have perfect genetics for wrestling, for fighting, and for, honestly, sword fighting, what they used to do.
Sword fighting?
Yeah, because I have such a long reach. I have really, really long arms.
What is your wingspan?
6'6.5". Wow. And I'm 6 foot.
Wow.
So my tricep is what's the longest. My tricep from my elbow to my shoulder is the same as someone who's 6'8".
How long is that?
It's just the equivalence. I haven't measured it, but it's the equivalence of someone who's 6'8", the average someone who's 6'8". Yeah. So that just gives me that extra reach in wrestling, and that's how I can just blow through people, just having that. Yeah, so like whenever I'm wrestling, I always think of 4 things, strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, threats.
Okay.
So for me, what's my strengths? I'm strong, I'm athletic, I'm long, and then people look at my weaknesses. Guys are going to try to slow me down and grab me, right? So you got to always try to look for your strengths and weaknesses and use your opportunities, but, watch out for your threats.
Now, your favorite move, that's the double takedown,
blast
right?
Double, yep, blast double.
So I have a friend, he calls it the double cheeseburger Baja Blast takedown.
Okay.
So
that's funny.
Yeah. But, hey, so is something you love about wrestling the one-on-one aspect?
Oh, 100%. Whenever I go to the arena, whenever it's NCAA championships, we have 2 matches a day.
Yeah.
There's no one I'm thinking about. There's nothing. I try not to talk to anybody. I try to talk to myself, listen to music. I picture me and this dude, and I go to the back room. I'll be alone. Well, first 30 minutes to an hour, I usually get a little nervous. It's like, man, there's a lot on the line here. Especially me, I put my team on my back. I say a lot of things online. If someone comes at me, I talk crap. I'll say that I'm going to do it, there's a lot of famous people. Two-time Hodge Trophy winner Ben Askren said I wasn't going to win. Everybody doubted me. And I was like, you know what, man, I'm going to do this. I know I'm going to do this. My team knows I'm going to do this. My family knows I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do it. And so I just go back, and, you start out nervous, and you put your headphones on, then you relax, and you start to think yourself. For me, you have different emotions. Some people like to relax, some people like to get angry. I like to get angry. So I start thinking about this dude. I picture someone stealing something from me. I'm serious. No, but think about like before I say it. Imagine someone going in your house and stealing something from you, right? Something valuable, of value.
I'd be pissed off.
Right, you'd be pissed off, right? So I picture this dude going in here and stealing everything I worked for. The sacrifices that I've made, my parents have made to get to me where I am. I know this dude has not paid the price like me. I've been putting money in the bank all year round. I'm doing extra work behind the scenes. People don't see it. And you only know that if you do the extra stuff. You only know you outwork somebody if you did everything you truly can to put you in the best opportunity to win, And I just get pissed. I look at myself, I'm like, man, don't let this MFR take this, this is mine. Yeah. This is freaking mine. Yeah. It has my name on it before. I was saying to my coaches, this trophy has my name on it before I even won it. And I just go out there and I just take them out, just do that. So it's just the mentality. People look at me and they're like, oh, you're this specimen, you're so big. But the mentality behind everything, the way I think, the way I approach the sport, my relationship with God, my belief in myself, in my preparation, in my training, in my coaches, that's what ultimately wins me. You know, the weight room is great to be strong, and that helps. But the mental side of it, I mean, if you look at the top 1% in the world, the difference between first place and third place in the NCAA championships and in the world championships is less than 0.1%. It's that little mental edge, you know, being able to dial in and focus on the little things, you know. So you got to be able to make that change and really focus like on the minute things, you know, right before you go on the mat, and then capitalize on what you can execute, you know.
For sure. Now, something I've seen on the website OSU, like your biography, says you back in Allen High School you were a member of the table tennis and chess club.
Right.
What was it? What's that all about?
Just growing up, I was a very competitive person. I loved doing stuff like that, you know. I love playing ping pong. I love playing table tennis.
Yeah. Do you see any parallels between chess and wrestling?
Oh, 100%. I play chess a lot.
Yeah.
Definitely, for sure. Just the tactics.
Is that something that like you use it to sharpen your mind? Or?
100%. It's just, I mean, think about it. It's great. It's wrestling, you know. It's like, wrestling is, especially the way I wrestle at least, because most wrestlers just beat each other up and try to gain each other. I'm very tactical, you know.
Yeah.
I make people think I'm faking. I'm going one way or the other way. You know, always trying to mess with their mind, you know, and this is one thing that's great why I love combat sports so much. The psychological warfare aspect is real. It really is. I mean, you look at Conor McGregor. He won 99% of his fights, you know, before he even went out there, just because of the psychological aspect. Yeah. He was in these dudes' heads, you know, and it's really real. Like, if you know how to talk to people and you know how to, like, read people, you can really, I mean, psychological warfare is a big thing, and I use it to my advantage, I'll tell you that. So for sure.
Is that, like, how have you learned to, you know, use that psychological warfare? Is that something
just from so much experience? I mean, I've been wrestling since I was 4. I've been doing this since I was 4 years old. And the mental toughness aspect, my dad used to have my older cousins beat me up as a kid. My other Italian cousins beat me up as a kid to make me tough. He used to have me run outside. He'd take me running. He'd tell me, oh, you're running 4 miles. I hit it 4 miles. He'd be like, don't stop running. He wouldn't even tell me how long I am, just to make sure you don't have a mental barrier, you know? So those things made me into the man I am today, and it makes me into the mentally tough individual I am today. And you know, I like to say, whenever it comes down to it, you know, nobody's got a bigger shovel than me because I can dig the deepest. You know, I can dig the deepest, and I can go to deep places and suck it up, and I'll do whatever it takes, you know. And I believe in everything that the God-given talents God's given me, you know.
For sure. So, show me a wrestling move. You want
to show you a wrestling move? Yeah, like what?
I don't know. You show me. Now let's not get hurt. But so show me the stance. First off, what's the stance?
Well, first off, before you shake hands, right? So there's a line, right?
Okay.
So for me, you know, I always want to use my reach to my advantage. Okay. So most guys will lead with the legs. So I always shake hands like this beforehand, and then whichever leg he steps on line with, I step with the same leg.
Okay, the same leg.
The same leg. Because now I can use my reach. You know what I mean? And I can use my speed. You know. And then from here, most guys are going to try to grab me, and I'm just going to push them off.
Okay, I see.
So off the bat, I'm actually kind of either circling, going back, or I'm immediately attacking, you know.
And then where you're looking for my legs, right?
You're not really. People think like in wrestling, you're looking. You just want to have your eyes open as wide as you can, and you want to just look at everything. It's just a natural look. Like I'm looking for everything. If you go to pick my foot up, you know. If you're going that way, I'm circling with you, you know. So it's really just. And the key with wrestling is everybody's like so tight, they get tense, they like arch your back. You want to be relaxed, you want to be fluent, you want to be faking, moving. I'm circling, I'm making this guy react, I'm reaching, the boom, I go, you know.
So those stretches are real, like they.
What?
Coach Perry will grab you by your arms and he'll like kind of shake you out.
This is the one they do is like this before the match. So like they're having you go like this. You're like, let's say you were going out and wrestling, you're like, you got this.
All right.
Get to your single, use your speed. You know, remember what you're working for. You've been training all year for this. And then you just go out there and do it, you know. Yeah. So it's just like that, and
we just sit back down.
Yeah.
So now you're obviously I remember you said you like your mom's chicken cutlets.
Yes.
And
I'm actually having chicken cutlets tonight. You say that. It's funny.
Is it pretty good, huh?
Pretty good. Shoot, to die for.
What's your favorite Italian dessert?
Dessert? Probably Italian cookies.
Okay, those are pretty good.
I love Italian
cookies. I have those every Christmas, man.
Yeah, Italian cookies are really good, man.
What about cannolis? You like cannolis?
Oh, cannolis are good. Cannolis are really good. You just got to go to a good place though, because there's some cheap cannoli places that are cheat you.
Yeah, like in Michigan, Dearborn Italian Bakery. Go there every summer.
Yep.
Is there any good Italian markets I need to go to next time I'm in Dallas?
In Dallas, there's this one place I know. It's pretty good. I think it's called, I forget the dude's name. It's called Vincenzo's. Vincenzo's. It's really good. You should look it up. It's phenomenal, man. Yeah. It's like some of the best.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now I know we talk a lot about wrestling, food. What's your major here at OSU?
Applied exercise science.
So, as a freshman, what's been your favorite class so far?
Definitely applied exercise science class, my major class with Dr. J, Dr. Jaws. So that's been great.
So what kind of stuff are you learning there? I mean, you're an athlete, but it seems like you're not like you're a guy that likes the science behind everything.
Right, exactly. That's exactly what it is. Dr. J. Dawes is an awesome teacher, and we just learned a lot in that class, about the different vector forces you have to produce, to really, for your sport. Like, for instance, like, people don't understand this, but, like, for wrestling, we train completely different than football. You train completely different than other sports, You got to create those same vector forces that you're going to be working with in your sport. I mean, everybody looks at me and they're like, oh, you squat and deadlift heavy, but everything is sport specific. I don't just lift just to get big and strong, I lift for sport specific strength, which for me is actually moving people, like being physically strong, to actually do stuff.
Yeah.
So it's hard. You got to balance out, strength conditioning and the endurance aspect and the component of it that just allows you to get your heart rate. People don't realize in wrestling, a lot of it's being able to lower your heart rate quickly because you go out of bounds, you get in a scramble, you're like, oh man, I'm tired, and you got to walk back to the middle. You got to let your heart go down and then relax and then go again and wrestle. So honestly, you look at wrestling and like MMA, like these are the ultimate sports. I feel like as in anything, if you have any taint in your armor, you'll be exposed. So it's pretty cool in that aspect.
Yeah. So now, after wrestling, obviously you've got quite a while to go, but would you like to go like the MMA route?
Yeah, so my plan
is
or
what?
Or possibly coach, exactly. Okay. So I'm going to obviously try to win 5 NCAA titles, right? And then train for the 2024 Olympics. And then probably my last wrestling will be right here in Los Angeles, California, whenever I wrestle in 2028 in Los Angeles.
With the Olympics,
The Olympics in 2028, yeah.
That would be pretty cool. Yeah. Wrestling in the United States.
For the Olympics would be awesome, man. It's a dream come true.
Yeah. So I guess now you talked about your balance between conditioning, strength. Give me an example. What is your average, workout? You're in the weight room. What is your average, workout look like?
Right. So we do a lot of power cleans to start. So we start with those type of exercises, the explosiveness, and then we'll go into our strength. So we'll go into our back squats, our front squats, stuff like that, and then we'll do some other. It's called post action, basically post action. So what you do is you basically do a heavy load, right? You do a heavy lift, and then after, what you do is you do a explosive movement. You do like a box jump, and what it does is it makes your muscle fibers really strong, and you can exert force and basically create that force really fast. It helps with explosiveness.
Sure. Now, is that box jump? Is that just your body, or do you have weights?
I'll do weighted box jumps too. I do those too. But usually we just do it for height.
Okay.
And stationary box jump. I have a pretty high box jump too.
How high?
On one leg, I've done a 51-inch box jump on one leg.
All right.
51 inches on one leg. You go on my Instagram, it's got like 50,000 views.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now in wrestling, that jumping, it's not something you really need.
Right,
though,
but that's what I told you. I do it on one leg.
Okay.
So I do a lot of box jumps on one leg. I'll use momentum and then go on one leg because a lot of times in wrestling, whenever we wrestle, right?
Sure.
I don't push off both legs. It's off that back. It's that back leg. So this back leg, I'm really pushing off hard. So I change levels and then boom, I'm pushing as hard as I can. So a lot of sled pushes, a lot of broad jumps, a lot of that type of stuff as well. So we're working on that horizontal plane and really just producing power, Mm-hmm.
So Dayton, his pre-match routine is he'll do the jump and then roll into the somersault.
Yeah.
Have any of you guys tried to replicate that at all?
No, it's kind of his little thing that he does.
Yeah.
People have their little what do they call it? Like their things they like to do.
Yeah, routine, superstition.
Like for instance, I like to do the same routine every single time before my matches.
Like what?
Like just my warm-up routine. I do like 2 forward rolls. I do 2 backwards rolls. I stretch. I just do the same thing every single time.
Just for every match?
For every single match. And then if I lose, I'll think about what I did and change something and then add to it. So that's what the key is, I think, for competing at a high level.
Sure.
Is remembering what you're doing to continue to win, no matter what the sport, and continuing that. And then if you lose, changing and looking at what went wrong,
Mm-hmm.
You got to always evolve. And especially in wrestling, come back as a defending national champion now, being the reigning national champion, I have a target on my back. Everybody knows that, you know. So for me, it's like evolve or die. That's how it works. That's how it is. That's how wrestling is. It's like evolution, you know. If you're out in the jungle, if you're just sitting on your butt and you're not, working, trying to find food, so I'm gonna keep evolving. I'm gonna keep getting better. I'm gonna add to my offensive arsenal. I'm gonna add attacks. So for me, you got to get better or you get beat. It's that simple.
That's something you're excited about, having the target on your back.
Oh, right? 100%. Yeah, but for me, it's just, think about how much better I can get. Being a true freshman.
Sure.
Just being in the college room for a year. People don't realize. In high school, I never had a personal coach. All the other number one recruits in the country all had personal coaches.
They did.
I got to where I am because I just outworked everybody.
Sure.
That single leg that I hit, the double leg hit.
Yeah.
I've probably hit that 5 million times, 10 million times.
Okay.
I was doing it 5,000 times a day with my dad in our basement in the wrestling mat.
You guys have a mat there in your basement?
Yeah. I'm just talking about whenever I was younger, though. We used to have a mat, and we used to just execute it over and over and over again to the point where it's like I got it down. I can hit this, and I'm sleeping. That's how I have it now. It's just so easy for me to hit it. So that's what's so good about wrestling is that there's tons of wrestlers that aren't the most athletic.
Sure.
And you can be good at wrestling. Just because of your work ethic. For me, I'm lucky because I have the athleticism to add to it. But I'm just saying, there's tons of kids. There's national champions and world champions and Olympic champions like Dan Gable, who won even some of the. On an athletic scheme 0 to 10, he'd probably be like a 3.
Sure.
This dude's an Olympic champion. So that's what's so great about wrestling.
Now,
that's what I love about the sport.
Yeah. Well, down here down the road, the National Wrestling Hall of Fame, their motto is anybody can wrestle, anybody type,
Right. It's
boy,
true.
girl, whatever. Now, something that you've noticed, there's a lot of little kids that are fans of you. How does that make you feel? Going to tournaments, I guess being mobbed by kids.
Right. It's fun. It can definitely be hard sometimes. Right now it's good because I just I can talk to them, I can hang out with them, I could sign their sweatshirts. There's a sweatshirt that Nearfall made, 665-pound deadlift baby on the back is what it says.
Now that's something Nearfall actually made?
Yeah, Nearfall clothing brand. Yeah. I wish I could get a part of something eventually, but I don't get any money yet. It's kind of dumb because of the NCAA, but hopefully eventually I'll be getting something.
I remember you talked about that on the Zoom. Is that something that if they pass that you would definitely benefit off? Something
me? Oh yeah, I'd making a lot. I'd be a lot of money. Close to $100,000 within a month once that stuff comes out.
Sure.
So I'll definitely be doing some type of clothing deal with somebody. So.
Give me what's your dream if you could get a deal with anyone?
My nickname, Mr. Fast Twitch, something with that, like a clothing line, and then just my quotes. We're going to make a shirt with the whole OSU team, and then on the back it's going to say, OSU gang, we out.
Who's going to make that?
If you're saying whoever I design it with.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Now, where'd the Mr. Fast Twitch nickname come from?
That happened whenever I was younger. My uncle he always saw me, and it was like Fast Twitch Muscle Fibers, so he was like Mr. Fast Twitch. So it was that, and then Freight Train Ferrari, because I hit Freight Train doubles.
Yeah.
So it was those two. So now I just kept Mr. Fast Twitch. My brother Anthony's kind of like a Freight Train because he is always coming to people. So now he's Freight Train Ferrari. So we just kind of do that now. But yeah,
I'm sure that'll be pretty exciting. 2 years from now, you'll have your Anthony in that room. That'll be crazy.
Yeah. You think about it. I've got 2 younger brothers. In 2025, whenever I'm a senior, and I'm going for if I win 4, I'll be going for my 5th NCAA title. If I do what I need to do. My brother Anthony will be a junior. My brother Angelo will be a freshman. There'll be 3 Ferraris in the OSU lineup. How crazy would that be if all 3 of us won?
Next year, there's going to be 2 Master Giovannis, too.
Yeah.
So, is that 5th year? Is that something you're just – it's a while from now, but you're like, I'm going to definitely take that?
I don't know why I wouldn't.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. It's an opportunity that you probably couldn't pass up.
Exactly. It's just mind-blowing just to even comprehend the chance to have 5 NCAA titles. Just think about that. Nobody could ever even do that. There's 3 4-timers right now, ever. Kyle Dake, Pat Smith, and Carol Sanderson. And that's ever. You know? We're actually recent now, 4 now, Logan Stieber. Yeah. Logan Stieber just did it more recently. But that was, I think, in 2011 maybe. I forget. But yeah, just to think about 5, it's just, for me, everybody's like, oh, let's just comprehend that. And I'm like, no. Take it 1 match at a time. Take it 1 competition at a time, 1 tournament at a time. Don't always look at the big picture. Sometimes you just got to focus on the little things and just execute 1 takedown at a time, And if I do that properly, then I will do what I need to do.
Sure. So, AJ, is there anything else you'd like to add here?
No, man. It was great talking to you.
I appreciate you coming on the show.
Yeah, all I got to say is just keep writing the articles about me and my team and writing good stuff about us. I feel like you don't give us enough credit sometimes, but you don't have to do it though. If you don't, I'll probably come in here and just sneak attack you.
Yeah, no, for sure. No, I'd want to just tell coach that I would like to talk to you.
You don't have to. I'm just gonna come in here and sneak attack you. Right. You won't even know. Next thing you know, I'm just gonna be I'm just gonna double you.
Fair enough. All right.
I'm just messing.
I get it. So thank you guys so much for watching. This is Mingle with Engel season finale. Hopefully next year it'll be a lot bigger, a lot better. Hopefully COVID, we won't be confined just to this room. We can go outside, interact with people. But thank you guys for watching. Again, AJ Ferrari, the 2021 197-pound champion for Oklahoma State. Thanks, guys.
OSU gang, we out. Woo!
That's your catchphrase, huh?
Yep, that's my catchphrase.
How many catchphrases do you have?
Like 7 of them.
OMG.